and the Walgreens exclusive Marvel Legends Invisible Woman. And he fell.
Oh no, Misa think it's clobbering time.
User be right. Rocky, up top. Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews. Hello YouTube, Ultra Maximus back with another retro review, and today we're rewinding it back to the year 2002, and for Marvel Legends Series 2, it's The Thing. Now, it has been a fantastic weekend for some reason for me, and I'm going to continue this on with The Thing here on Memorial Day. And yeah, I found this at my local flea market for $6.75. I thought that was a really good price for this guy, and it's in really, really good shape. If this thing looks familiar, this is actually the figure that you see in the 2005 film where Johnny Storm goes up to Ben Grimm and he's like, "Hey, look what the marketing guys gave me." And he acts like he pushes a button on the back and it says, "It's clobbering time." And then the Thing smashes it and he's like, "That was the prototype." So this is the actual toy they used for that scene, which I always thought was pretty fun. So this is very early in the Marvel Legends series of toys, and it's, I think, the oldest Marvel Legends I have in my collection at the moment, which is pretty cool. Again, this is one of my more favorite background characters. I've always liked the character, and looking at this figure, the design's pretty interesting. You're starting to see way more articulation in the action figures, which I do appreciate. So taking a look at that articulation, let's take a close-up here. The head, it does spin back and forth. He can look up just a smidge. He doesn't look down at all, which is a bit unfortunate. His arms do rotate up like this. They are on a spin joint like that. There is also this kind of reverse butterfly joint in the back, which is very interesting, so he can kind of get some reach going forward. So that's pretty cool. We don't see that anymore today. He has a diaphragm joint up here. It's actually a small pin joint, I think. So he can look down that far, look up that far, and then he has a spin at the waist as well. He has a single jointed elbow, which is interesting, and then his hands do twist. And then this is the kind of really interesting bit on this guy. The fingers have the little wires in them where you can kind of move them. I think that's pretty interesting, and they've held up pretty good over the years. So very cool, very fun. His legs kick up that far. They don't go back very far. They do not move out at all. He's got single jointed knees, which is interesting. There is a hinge at the ankle. He has toe articulation, which is nice. And then this is crazy. He actually has that crazy ankle rocker pivot we love, with this being his widest possible stance with both feet still flat on the floor. And he has a huge reach on his arms. It almost looks like Mr. Fantastic here. Don't you just want to give him a big old hug? And just to show you how wide of a reach this guy has, here is the Civil War Walmart exclusive Falcon. And yeah, he's about the same width, if not just shy of the wingspan of those wings that he comes with. I mean, that's craziness right there. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, the sculpt is actually really, really good. It's very comic book-like. They did a really good job with all the cracks and the rocks. The paint apps are awesome. He's got his blue eyes. There are about 4 or 5 different colors of orange on here, up to a yellowy orange around his upper body, and a darker orange as it kind of goes down his arms and on his back and around the head there, which makes it really, really nice. I mean, there's a lot of color variation, a lot of paint wash, and the cracks, which I really do appreciate from Toybiz. I mean, just overall, they did a good job with the paint and sculpt on the figure, and I initially thought that the figure was kind of fading, but that's the way it's supposed to be. It's been a while since I actually got to take a look at this guy. So taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, all the sculpting of the rock, very good. I'm appreciative of that. It's interesting how the hands have the little wires in them, but they're sculpted really well. I think they look pretty good. I leave them just kind of flexed out. The pants, very skin tight looking, or rock tight, I guess. I like the black belt. The blue is very rich, and it's got these really nice paint lines in the creases that give it a very comic book look, so I'm very appreciative of that. I think they did a good job with it, with all the creases and everything, and then, the crevices for the rock, and all the paint just looks really well. The one thing I will say is that he's definitely kind of top-heavy looking, especially in this angle through the camera. His legs look a lot smaller than they should be. Like, his upper thighs should be at least as big as his arms. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. This is probably one of the weaker points in the action figure because they do look kind of small in comparison to the rest of the body. I will say that he's got some big feet that help him to stand. The ankle rocker pivot is very cool, but they go outward more than they do inward. The toe articulation is kind of neat. That's something we don't really have anymore as far as action figures go, but I don't really miss it. Because the hinge looks kind of funky on a lot of figures, and it really kind of makes him look a bit duckish in this. The big, flat orange feet. I mean, he just kind of looks like he's playing Donald Duck down at Disney World or something. I don't know. For comparison, here we have the Marvel Legends Series 2 thing with the Marvel Select thing, and the Walgreens exclusive Invisible Woman that just came out this year. So, interesting to see the evolution of action figures here over the past decade plus. And, yeah, I mean, this is actually still a really good scale to this one. I prefer this figure for my thing at the moment. I'm presuming we're going to get either a Build-A-Figure thing out of the Walgreens exclusive stuff, or just an exclusive Walgreens exclusive thing. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but I'm sure there's one on the horizon here, and this still is not a bad match for the action figures if you got them sitting up on the shelf. So is the Marvel Legends Series 2 thing something that you want in your Marvel collection? Well, if you like the old vintage Marvel Legends figures, this is something that you're probably going to like. If you're a Fantastic Four completist, this is definitely something to pick up. I got the thing because it was cheap and it was in really good shape, and I haven't seen an old school Marvel Legends figure like this sitting on a shelf, whether it be a flea market or anywhere else, in a while. In fact, the older ones I do have, I've gotten off of Amazon, but definitely pretty cool to sit down and look at the evolution of how the action figures have come since the early 2000s. I'm very appreciative of it, but Toybiz did do a good job as far as sculpt on this guy for the most part. I love the head sculpt and the body and the arms. The rock on it looks really, really good. I love all the paint apps. We just don't get this kind of paint treatment anymore in action figures, which is a shame. The weakest point to this figure, I think, really is the legs. I mean, it looks pretty comic accurate, like something somebody would draw, but I just think he needs beefier legs, and then he's just got the Donald Duck feet. But overall, still not bad for its age. So there he is, the Thing from Marvel Legends Series 2.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.